The Good Buddies Anime Podcast is hosted by two rowdy, foul-mouthed American cowboys. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, Good Buddies, what's up, and welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Show. I'm your good buddy, Roger.
And I'm your good buddy, Brandon.
And Good Buddies, Brandon, we got us a legacy show
It's
today.
a fucking legacy show.
You might say it's the end of an era.
Maybe. Is this
one of the
great,
like one of the greatest wrestling matches of all time.
Damn, one-on-one with the great one.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. We're here. We're back. It's back. We're talking about it. It's AGGRETSUKO.
And this is the last season.
They did say?
Yeah. This is the final season of AGGRETSUKO.
I'll take it. You know what? I'll take it. AGGRETSUKO is back, a show that we have been following since its very beginning. It's had its ups, it's had its downs. We love it. It's a little something you can find on the Netflix, and it's a good old time, and we rather enjoy it. From the minds of those who brought you Hello Kitty and other such cutesy pootsy
Sanrio.
Good old Sanrio. But this one's ever so slightly more adult edge to it, but still super cute and fun and funny, even when it does get a little serious and depressing. But yes, season 5 of AGGRETSUKO. And Roger, we're going to talk about this here show. Are we doing a full-on review?
We don't have to do yes, we're going to do a full review, but we don't have to do the number system.
Don't have to do the number system?
You can tell them what we'll rank as if you want to, in case the Good Buddies need to know.
The way we typically do it.
If this is the first time you're in.
The way we typically do it is we have a little category system we work with where we have 5 different categories that we talk about. Each of those a possible 2 stars for a total of a possible 10 stars, etc., etc. Roger, what is the first of those categories?
The story and setting.
What is the second one?
The characters and development.
Numero 3.
The art and animation.
Number 4, if you please.
The soundtrack.
And finally, that 5th category, that Good Buddies Wiggle Room, that
Je ne sais quoi.
Roger, what does that mean?
I do not know what.
I don't know what. But all that to say that it's going to end up on a sliding scale of somewhere between absolute trash and awesomeness. And Roger, if it was boo-boo stank garbage, what would we call that?
We call it an anime, maybe not.
What if it was, not the worst?
Anime.
It's average.
Anime, maybe.
It's pretty good, though.
My guy, that is...
No.
Anime, most definitely.
Oh, you had to think. But if it was like straight up perfect, Roger, what would you call that?
Oh, it'd be animazing.
It would be animazing.
I had to reroute the other ones in my head too while you were saying it.
Yeah, I wasn't checking your work on this first few. I just assumed you had it right. But that fourth one, I was like, now wait a minute, did he fuck up earlier?
Yeah. No,
all
I
right.
did not.
Point is, we're gonna talk about it. Not a crazy full review. We'll go ahead and we're gonna rank it.
Yeah. We'll tell you what. I know where I would put it.
Yeah. Well, let's get on
without giving you like individual stars. I know about where I would put it.
Well, then by all means, let's get into this motherfucker. It's AGGRETSUKO, baby. She's back. Story and setting. If you watched any of the other ones, you ought to know it by now. It's a world of anthropomorphic animals. You got AGGRETSUKO. She's the main one. She is a cute little red panda, and she works in the in an office building in the accounting department. And she harbors a secret rage that when she gets too upset or too overworked or too anything, too just upset about something, she fucking pops and she turns into a straight up death metal singer, starts screaming and raving. She carries a microphone with her just in case. And this is a show that in previous seasons we lauded. Like first season, we loved how like it was so down to earth and everything made sense. It's all about the office life. The characters made sense. It was like all the kind of stuff that would make sense in a real world, but with a little bit of fantasy thrown in because she literally turns into a screaming demon sometimes. Next few seasons got a little different. Second season introduced a character that we weren't really into, and then it ended up coming around okay.
Yeah.
Third season is where it got a little hooey-wooey because all of a sudden that's the one where instead of just being a regular day-to-day office series, suddenly she was thrust into being part of an idol group. Roger didn't care for that one. I rather enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Fourth season got a little hinky, I guess. It was different.
Yeah. The fourth season, I think with the big problem that I had with it was the like almost shameful nature that they projected younger people moving up through the ranks in a workforce.
Sure, kind of, sort of.
Like we, well, you're gonna cut corners no matter what, whatever. We're gonna cheat the system. We need to keep the old guys in the top, the old hokey fuckers. Now, granted, that elephant is really nice. I do like him.
Yeah. Later, the one thing I remember about season 4 was that I didn't feel like it was a super cohesive story. And if I remember right, what I said about that one was if season 4 is like set up for season 5 because it ends with a big season 5 confirmed screen, then I was okay with it. And moving into season 5, I'm pretty okay with it.
Yeah.
It sets up a lot of stuff that pays off here, and then there's a bunch of new weird stuff that happens. So
yeah. Let's start there. Going in from season 4 to season 5, I did not remember that they were like officially dating.
Oh yeah, fully together.
Okay.
So
I remember them going on a date, but like I didn't. Like we came in, I was like, wait a second, they're together now?
Yeah, they're straight up together. So that's the thing. So we will get into like...
I feel like we could have got a special in between the two seasons,
Maybe.
A Christmas special.
We'll go a little more into detail with the characters in a minute when we get to characters in development, but this is essentially, it starts out AGGRETSUKO and Haida, who like was crushing on her so hard throughout the first couple seasons. They are fully together at this one, but Haida, after some pretty shady stuff with a very ambitious younger guy who more or less took over the company for a little while in the previous season. After some shady stuff.
He was cooking the books.
He basically resigned. It doesn't seem like any legal action was brought against him. He just resigned and he's like, I'm out. Sorry. And that was it. They let it slide and everything. But now he is fully unemployed, looking for a job, and also fucking up pretty bad because he's become addicted to online video games. Can relate. This is why I don't want to go to Vegas. Haley's like, we're going to go to Vegas? And I was like, I'm going to lose all my money. Honey, I'm going to lose. I have an addicted personality. I can't.
Yeah, I can't do that shit either.
I don't trust myself. Maybe I'll just go and hit up a buffet and watch a bunch of shows. Maybe. Yeah. But, that's where we start. I'll say now, where we end, it gets a little goofy.
Yeah.
Not unlike season 3, which again, I loved it.
I think going into this season, finally, I'd fully resigned to the fact that we're never going to get that realistic take that the first season brought.
I feel like the first several episodes nailed it.
Yeah.
And it was like the last 4 maybe where, spoiler alert, I guess, they introduce a story arc where AGGRETSUKO is more or less being... being pulled into running for office.
I would
That's
agree
where
with
it gets
that.
Bonkers.
I think what I'm saying is I went into it without those expectations that I normally have for the other seasons.
Sure.
That often left me disappointed.
Sure.
So I think I actually quite enjoyed this season a whole lot more.
Yeah.
So
just let go and let go. Brother.
But yeah, it does get like all right.
Yeah, that last story arc was like, come on. But also, it was fun.
Also, and I do have some kind of like weird parallel like critiques to some of that too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to them. But story-wise, that's more or less it. Haida and AGGRETSUKO kind of go on a break for like an episode because she's like, look, man, I can't see you if you're not going to get a job. This is not cool. Then there's a whole bunch of stuff with their parents. There's a whole bunch of stuff with him trying to find a job. Other characters are introduced. And then, yes, it does all end. The last bit of it is AGGRETSUKO running for office, which is a thing that happens. Which one thing I do need to throw out here is that like the show particularly toward like the last half deals very heavily with like some real world stuff in Japan that is not fully relatable to us and yet is a little bit universal, I think.
Yeah, kind of.
It deals a lot with like the older generation maligning the younger generation maligning the older generation because, hey man, you made your money in this economy and then it burst and you got off okay, but what about everyone else? That kind of stuff. It ends up really bringing some real world stuff into it that, again, as we are not part of the Japanese culture, we can't fully relate because we're not, in
There
the
is
country.
one thing that I can very much relate to in there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. There was something one of the politicians said.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm like, ooh, that's a good policy right there.
Oh, boy. I think I can guess, but we'll get to it. But yeah, man, it's a goofy show. It's a lot of fun. The rage happens. The music happens. There's a full-on rap at one point.
Yeah.
Why not?
There's actually not a lot of music, though.
There's not a ton of music, considerably less than like the first season. The first season was like almost every episode. If not every episode, there was one. I think there was one episode where there wasn't a straight up music number, and that's because AGGRETSUKO was in heavy denial in the first season. The second season, considerably less. Third season, she was part of an owl group, so we got a few tracks. But these last couple, Not that much. She's kind of evened out, and that's cool. And now, particularly in this one, she has managed to use her rage productively, I guess is the best way to say it. She is fully in control of her. I mean, not fully in control of all her emotions, but she's able to focus her energies when she needs to, which is great. Because that's the kind of character she is. But story and setting wise, I mean, I feel like we mostly hit it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Character development's next. Who's new?
The first new character we get is Shikibane.
Not a real name apparently, but she does not share her real name. She refuses to.
Yeah, she sure does not.
Yeah.
Unless that just is her real name.
Maybe. Bit of a spoiler for that one, because in the first episode you don't know who this is, but you find out. I mean, I guessed immediately. It was like, that's definitely a lady.
Yeah, for sure.
That Haida is playing this online game with, even though it's like the little avatar is just like a buff dude wearing like all full armor. You can't see anything. And it's like, that's definitely going to be a girl. And it was pretty.
Yeah, she's a cute little purple skunk.
Cute little purple skunk. And she's a
gothy,
little gothy. She's got the big ribbons. She's got the big coat. She's got the big boots. Stompy boots. Stompy as fuck. Stomps a lot louder than you might think she does. Main thing with this character, as you find out, is she is basically a full-on nihilist. And you know what? She's not all the way wrong.
Yeah.
You know? It's just one of those things where this character's kind of like this societal outsider who...
She's given up on, pretty much, anything...
normal, quote-unquote, life.
Yeah, what she has is all she's ever going to get, and that is what she accepts.
Yeah. I really do enjoy the way they kind of... They do a really decent job showing you, like, Haida falling into this hole. And then, like, kind of becoming accustomed to it before inevitably, like, getting out of it. And she's a great little, like, guide into that. The way, like, she shows him how to work the coffee machine. Then a couple scenes, like, the next episode or later that episode, he's figured it all out. It's like these little things, these little markers that they give you.
I do wish that they would have done just a little more with her in the in episodes. You stop seeing her for a little while, but so somewhere in between the episodes, like the 5 to 8 stretch, you see her maybe once for a very small little snippet that is a flashback or kind of like a flash over to something Haida experienced, and that was about it. But I wish we would have got a little more with her.
Maybe.
But I mean, I think they still do a good enough job.
Sure.
Yep. I would have liked to see more, but
sure.
Then we got the dog fella. I don't really remember his name. They actually don't do too much with him either.
No, he's like also there. He's also part of this group, and he ends up getting our boy Haida a little bit of work, little bitty baby part-time gig. But then he kind of disappears, and it's played as like, this potentially scary thing. Cause like, hey, dude, they're basically, these characters are full on homeless. They are living.
Yeah, they're poor people.
Yeah, and they are scraping by just enough to live.
They're like, doing jobs, killing themselves pretty much to, barely fund anything, whether it be, addictive personalities or whether it be getting by to the next day.
Right.
Whether it be paying child support.
Which may or may not have even been true.
Yeah,
like tons of stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, it sets up a very, what the lower end of society is kind of like, and how hard it is to truly get back on your feet. How difficult, a society can make it on you when you're at the very bottom.
Which is why, again, going back to our cute little purple skunk girl, she's like, why would I try to fight it then? Yeah, and honestly, hey.
Yeah, I get it. The question is, too, like a lot of it too is, as somebody that came from a very, very the low reaches of poverty. My family was very poor.
Yeah.
I am the way that I am now because I have the desire never to be back there. I appreciate what I came from. I appreciate the understanding I have because of it. But, the only way that I look at life is there's no way up but up. I am not going back down there.
Yeah, man.
And I'm not gonna shit on people for being down there because I know what it's like. I experienced it through my whole childhood.
Yeah, man.
So, like I get it and I understand. I watch people like my father who never, ever, ever could get back on his feet. And that's the kind of characters they were generating down there that Haida was with. And there's a good moment later on where Haida's talking with, he meets his family. Retsuko's meeting his family for the first time. And there's a conversation about folks like that.
Yeah.
Which was a great moment.
Yeah, I really love that scene where essentially you have someone who is fully ready to completely write off anyone who would ever be at that level. And for Haida to just stand up for him like, hey, motherfucker, those are people. And like, you don't know what it's like. It's real easy for you to say that when you don't know what it's like. Yeah, it's good stuff.
The level of pretension that a lot of people have, and that happens all the time everywhere. And it doesn't matter like this is very politically driven, but it actually doesn't really matter too much on what side of the political spectrum it is. There are just people like that everywhere.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're experiencing a massive disgusting train wreck in Ohio. And because it was there's a lot of rhetoric around it about, well, why should we worry about helping those people out? Because they voted for a certain political party.
Woof.
And the truth is because they're people. They deserve clean air to breathe and clean water to drink.
You're right.
And it's just, that's how I kind of like the way they handled some of the politics in here.
Yeah.
Because it feels like a good take on it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Haida's family.
Yeah.
Another new character is, was it Juri or Jiro?
Juri, yeah.
Juri, okay. I keep wanting to say Jiro, but that's not right. It's Juri, who is Haida's brother.
And now I'm questioning if it is Jiro, but I think it's Juri.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's something. So we know there's, I want to say, I think Jiro is right because then it's Juzo is his dad.
Yeah.
Because they both end with O, right?
Yeah, let's see.
He's going to look it up.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can find it.
But yeah, we get
Jiro, it is Jiro.
So it's Jiro and Juzo is his dad?
Yeah.
Okay. So Haida's family, you find out, is very heavy into politics. His father has been like part of the House of Representatives there for a long time. That House of Representatives is being dissolved, and he is tapping his son, who is not Haida. Well, okay, we don't know Haida's first name. They're all Haida, but he's tapping Jiro to be the next in line to take over for this new political system in this new seat, which is where a lot of the again slightly goofy but pretty rad bit of AGGRETSUKO running for office later comes down to, because how do they get this person who's essentially a celebrity vote with her ZooTube following to get in there? We got to make sure it's a place with one seat. We got to make sure it's someone without an incumbent. We got to make sure it's someone that we can potentially beat. And the only place that makes sense, that fucking district. AGGRETSUKO versus Haida, baby.
So here's my weird little critique.
Go for it.
The parallel, if you were using that parallel here, it would describe a very different political party. With a celebrity running on the front of it, a personality that is probably not qualified. And actually, AGGRETSUKO does do this. She does the speech because in Japan they do the public speeches or whatever, and she's rambling on about nothing. I'm like, this sounds like fucking Herschel Walker.
Oh no! Oh no!
I don't know if you caught any of the clips of his speaches. Do you see the one? Did you see the one about the vampire movie?
I've seen some of that shit. I don't want to talk about it. Here's the thing. I'm allowing this to not bother me because it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean those are the weird. It's not really a critique. It's just like I was like, well, this is a very weird dynamic if you translate it to over here.
I guess
because it is very different.
I guess it depends on. I mean, yeah. What do you think? What do you think The Rock's gonna run under? Independent?
I probably would vote for him, but also if there was a party of rage here.
Oh hell yeah!
I wonder what party that would be.
We get
currently.
Papa Emeritus in there.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying, dude.
He's pretty raging.
I think there's already a party full of rage here.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Also, he's not American, so that wouldn't work. But are you on the square?
Anyway. Yeah, I'm on the level. Yeah. It's weird, dude. It's just weird.
Yeah,
and it's not like I'm not trying to shit on it. It's just kind of funny. It's chuckle worthy, dude.
I get it. it.
This is a Herschel Walker speech you got going on right here.
No. Quit trying to taint my enjoyment of this program. You fuck. But yeah. So you got Haida's family. You also meet Aggretsuko's family. We already met her mom in previous seasons. Her dad has a slightly larger role in this one, but he still don't do much.
Yeah.
Who else? Was there anybody else? I was kind of bummed out that the dog didn't come back. Haida's almost girlfriend.
Yeah. Inui, I think is her name.
Yeah, she was fun. But it happens. Few fun little moments for our returning cast. Holy shit. So first of all, is it Subane? Is that the deer girl?
No, that's her name is Sue. It is Sue still.
Sue something.
Hold on, let me get this
I don't
name.
remember. But Deer Girl has a couple
Sonoda.
of fun Sonoda has a couple of fun moments. The fucking what do you call? The idol group comes back, Monica and all them.
You got Ikari, the new cat dude.
Who's
the leader of the House of Rage.
Yeah, he's a absolute ball of idiocy, and I love him. But my personal favorite, oh baby, fucking Hippo Girl had the funniest moment in this goddamn show for me.
Oh yeah.
What is her fucking name again?
Dang it, dude. There's so many names in this show.
The monitor lizard's the other.
Sabone. That's the monitor lizard.
That's Sabone. I can't remember Hippo's name. Oh no. Miss something. Anyway, she has the funniest goddamn moment in this whole fucking series.
Kabe,
yes. She has the most incredible shit where like Aggretsuko. First of all, Fineko has some fun moments too, where she infiltrates Haida's fucking online gaming groups.
Yeah.
They're like, "What's up with him? He's not in his place. He moved out, or he find out he got kicked out." But they're like, "He moved out. He's not there. Where is he? He's lying to us." And they end up. She fucking infiltrates his little gaming group, sets up a meeting, and they go to spy on them. And as they're discussing this in the fucking locker room where they get dressed at work, they leave, and then one of the lockers just opens, and there she fucking is. She heard everything.
Yeah.
And she shows up there, and like everyone's freaking out, and they're like trying not to get caught, and she starts to wander off, and fucking what's his butt is like, "Hey, where are you going?" And she's like, "Oh, well, I can't hear what they're saying, so I was gonna plant a listening device." Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's so fucking good. Dog, that shit had me rolling, homie. Oh my god. Absolutely incredible. Some real funny laugh out loud shit in here. It's a good time. I love you, Kabae. You're still the best character the show has ever produced. God bless. But yeah.
Penelope was the name of her character.
Yes, Penelope. Instead of Fineko, she was Penelope,
Yeah.
and she was a giant knight that still had Fineko head.
Yeah.
So fucking cute. I loved it. She had a fucking special move that just turns the dragon into a bunch of coins. God damn.
Yeah.
So good.
And then Ishikibane is like, yeah, this person's like 50.
Yeah, because like she kept putting Raffle at the end of
Yeah.
everything. It's like, you are trying too hard to make this happen, homie. Hell yes. All right. It's a good time. New characters, old characters.
Mm-hmm.
They all have fun moments.
I do feel, before we get out of the characters,
Yeah.
I felt like one of the things that wasn't really resolved very well was Haida's family situation, and I guess you don't have to, but damn, I felt real bad for his mom.
Yeah, his mom was rad.
And they don't even breach that shit again. The fact that she's stuck in a pseudo abusive relationship.
The closest you get is like a few moments with her, like inviting them to stay.
And
for
Haida
dinner.
don't even stick up for his mama.
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, but
She
get is
genuinely
like,
seemed like she was excited to have Haida there.
Yeah.
And Retsuko there.
The most you get is that Retsuko's like, "I feel so bad for your mom. She just wanted to have a good, nice family dinner," and it's like, yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know.
Haida, bro, your mom is in an abusive relationship with your family.
Maybe.
Yep.
Got bad.
We ain't getting any more resolution to that either. It's over.
Meh.
So I
That's
thought,
some YouTube shorts.
I feel
There's
like
gonna be a
that's
spin-off series with Shikimane.
that could have been something a little bit tied up better.
Maybe.
I
don't know.
actually like the idea, like, they needed the money. I like the idea. I was like, oh, Haida's gonna call his mom and get it.
Nah.
That would have been great though.
Nah.
Why not?
Because then you don't get Gori and Washimi giving it to him, and I want Gori and Washimi.
I mean, there's still 1,000 things that Gori and Washimi can
Also,
do.
do you think for a second that his mom would actually have access to the finances with that motherfucker running the house? Come on.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I don't know. Maybe with Haida together.
It would have been nice to have more with the mom. I thought the mom was a really fun character. She was, like, super chill.
I think that there's any way that she could have played to help towards Haida's side, but
maybe
they just left her there in an abusive relationship, and I did not like that very much.
Maybe.
There's no maybe to it. That is what happened.
I mean, look.
That is what happened.
Okay, well, the dude is like a shitty dude. I don't know. You don't see him like attacking the mom or anything.
He berates her.
Does he?
Yes.
I don't even remember this.
When he drinks the beer.
I just remember her saying.
When he takes the alcohol.
Like, she tells him like, honey, no, you're not the doctor or something.
Yeah, he berates her.
I don't remember that exactly. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Anyway, Haida's mom. She exists.
Yep. Don't expect anything on that field. So.
Oh, calm down. What else? Anything else with characters development?
I think that's all the characters in development.
All right, music and sound.
Oh wait, the nerd boys got buff.
Oh yeah, the nerd boys.
I did love him.
I love that. I still love the horse.
That horse talked. His voice is so high.
His stupid ass face. Yeah,
it's good.
Dorky as hell. All right, music and sound.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
There's not a whole lot of
intro and outro haven't changed at all, but the visuals for them did, which is fun.
Yep. It's okay.
Wait, we didn't talk about art and animation, did we?
Nope.
Ah, shit.
It's the same.
Yeah.
It didn't change at all. It's the exact same.
Yeah. Looks good.
Yep, looks good. It looks good. It's got its.
There's a couple moments, like we said, like the first season, if you look at it, there was a few little things where like little weird animation errors and stuff. But like after season 2, seems like they pretty much solidified it into what it is. There's a few moments where they kind of hit the lens flares and do a little bit of slow-mo stuff, and it looks pretty good. But it's
yeah,
still looks like Flash.
Maybe there's like some more texture and stuff in there too, but. Yeah, it isn't. Yeah, it is what it is. It's AGGRETSUKO.
Not to nut your panties over.
That's kind of the same thing with the sound, except for once again, not enough music.
Yeah,
not enough rage, and not enough. Like I would like to see the other characters have some good musical moments. But we do get 2 really good long songs toward the end, so I thought that was okay.
Yeah, man,
it's okay. I don't remember anything else, like anything particularly crazy about the sound design that wasn't there before.
Yeah, man.
If anything, it's kind of less, but that'll take us to the je ne sais quoi, will it not?
I believe so.
I think. I think this is probably my favorite season since the first season.
You think so?
Yeah.
I like it pretty good.
Yeah. I thought it was a lot of fun. And maybe once again, it is because I lowered my expectations and realized that I was not going to get that first season ever again. And the dump of, the characters that are very relatable that you're like, oh, I know this character. I know this character. You don't really get that in this show, in this season. But, I'm sure we all do have some nihilistic buddy out there. But I thought the show was good. It's cute. The pacing on it is fun. It might be a little too brisk at some points. It almost feels like like they might have wanted another season, but you'll never know for sure because Netflix cancels shit at the drop of a hat.
No
these
fucking
days.
kidding.
We're lucky to have got this many seasons of AGGRETSUKO, and them not just can it right away. So it's a good show. It's fun. The characters are fun. For the most part, they're relatable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff still kind of grounded in reality in this show. A lot of things that you can pick apart and laugh at and relate to and compare, like I did with different things here. It definitely is more oriented towards the Japanese culture.
Yeah.
But I think there are some universal things there. So
sure, man.
Yep. Young people. The part where.
Here you go. What was your favorite?
Where Jiro came out and he talked about the ending term limits at 65, essentially getting the geriatrics out of there, and I was like, they wrote him as a dick the whole time, and it's like that meme: the worst guy that makes a great point.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
I think that was the idea, because he knew he was losing that fucking, not even a debate, just like public speaking moment. And he was like, fuck it. And he hit that note and like everyone was like, oh, fuck. I believe it was referred to as the old age extermination bill, and I'm like,
yeah,
that sounds
like that. Yeah.
different. That sounds like you're just gonna kill everybody.
No, I wouldn't call the bill that, but I wouldn't call that an unnecessary bill.
Well, you know. But yeah, man.
I think we got a lot of problems in this country because we got a bunch of old fuckers in office.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. But
they
you
just
know,
cling on to their power forever and don't let anybody else up.
what are you gonna do, man? Run?
Maybe I'll pull my Retzko, dude.
Do it, coward.
We're gonna form our own rage party.
Hell, fucking yeah, dude. Anyway,
we're gonna make America rage again. You know.
Jesus,
Am I right?
I'm not wearing that hat. I'm not wearing that hat.
Listen, what color would the hat be?
I mean, it's rage.
It's got to be bright orange, right?
No.
It's got to be offensively orange.
I hate orange.
What about offensively pink?
Let's just go straight black.
Well, I mean, black is too easy though.
Yeah, all right.
It's got to be offensively pink, dude.
My favorite
that hottest ass pink petty hat, you know.
Yeah, I do own one of those that just says petty on it.
It's not very hot pink, but it could be hot pinker.
My favorite thing was I saw a picture. It was an old guy and he was wearing a red hat and it said "Made you look, Black Lives Matter," and I was like, haha, that's pretty good. Anyway, for my je ne sais quoi, I feel like you pretty much nailed it. I really did enjoy how it managed to, it kind of pulled, like, as a full season rather than a single episode, it basically pulled a regular show where it started out very normal, completely fine, and then got all wacky toward the end. And even in its wackiness, though, it did make some salient points, and it was all about, you know, it does get a little political, but I think it works for the most part. Mm-hmm. I don't think there was anything in there that really, you know, skeeved me out.
Yeah.
I rather enjoyed this one, like, a lot. Like I said, if season 4 was set up for season 5, which it ended up being because it all has to deal with, starts anyway, with Haida being unemployed, then this ends up being great. He also had a great moment where there's a brief heart-to-heart between... One of the things that always works in this show is when you have a heart-to-heart moment between Tone and Retzko. And there's a great one where he basically, like, you know, calls her out for being kind of chicken shit and not wanting to use the thing that dance with who got her here, which is her rage, and going off. And he tells her, like, I remember when you took me went to town on me for being a shitty boss. Where's all that fire? And then he starts walking away and she's like, you said you were too drunk to remember that. And he's like, doesn't even let it phase him. He just keeps walking.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, Tone has some good moments. He really is kind of one of the best characters.
Yeah.
People talk about, they call Endeavor Redemption Daddy.
Oh, God.
We got Tone here. Who
Redemption Management.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I did love this. There's also a scene where him and Kami are just going off about how good he is at, like, typing, even though he's just using his two fingers.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
so
I was
good at
cracking up.
Like with his hunting and pecking with his two fingies when he types.
Yeah,
and then his fucking computer starts like glitching out. And he's like, what the hell?
It's like the little spiral pop-ups or whatever. And their heads are falling.
Or like you drag the window and it just keeps repeating behind. It's so fucking good. This show's funny. This show's still funny. I love it. I still enjoy this one, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's AGGRETSUKO. It's I don't know. I think I don't know if I would say my favorite season, but it's definitely up there.
Yeah, I think the first season is by far my favorite season.
I really liked 3, and I know you didn't like it, but I really enjoyed 3. But yeah, I think that about does it. Well, Roger, do we want to run down some scores or no?
I mean, I'm gonna give it a mid and most definitely. I'm gonna put it about a 7.5.
I think that's right. I think it's about a 7.5, maybe a 7, 7.5, maybe an 8.
You can squeak the 8 depending on how much you like AGGRETSUKO.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. I think that's right.
I don't remember what I rated the other ones at, but that's where I felt about this one.
Yeah,
my enjoyment of it was quite enjoyable.
Sounds good to me, baby.
The pleasure was high, very pleasurable,
and the pleasure was all mine.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Ribbed for my pleasure.
Jesus Christ, Roger. You can't just say that. But yeah, that's it. That's AGGRETSUKO Season 5. We did it. This one, we're closing the book on AGGRETSUKO. If they do a spin-off series about the fucking skunk girl, then I guess we'll watch that too.
Well, you know.
They kind of left the door open, like with her.
Yeah, it is Netflix, so don't expect much anymore.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. There's no fucking telling. But yeah, it was a good time. I enjoyed it. If you've watched any Aggretsuko in the past, you are probably already have watched this one. And hey, it was a good time.
Let us know what you thought about it.
Let us know what you thought about it. And with that, I think we're moving on to what would be our ramble portion of the show. Yes? Let's make it quick. There's not too much to talk about. But Roger, I have a question that burns through my very soul, and I must know the answer. What have you been watching?
We watched a little bit of MHA, Kat and I.
You caught up?
We still have one more episode of the dub to go.
I caught up last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last episode we watched was
it Deku talking to the...
Yes.
Okay, so what the fuck, right? Because I had to crank up the volume because they have subtitles in Japanese, but they have him just talking in the dub. They have him just talking English, and I was like, I'm supposed to understand what he's saying?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck was that?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Oh, that was another thing about Aggretsuko too. Like the songs at the end, the subtitles were just Japanese.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's she saying?
Well, you couldn't understand it. I understand most of it.
I picked up a little bit, but not all of it.
Yeah.
I wanted to know all of it. But yeah. He was like,
yeah, Tech is just like, and they're like, yes, that's correct. You know exactly what's happening. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, bitch, what?
How dare you? You motherfucker. That shit did have me pissed off a little bit. Next episode was really sick, though.
Okay.
So catch up on that. Yeah, what'd you think about it, though?
I thought it was good, man. I'm still. This is definitely the slower area of the season, and it's still good. So
yeah,
we're still getting good story movement here thus far.
Yeah, you're gonna love
learning
this
a lot
episode.
more. Yeah. Okay. After that, I watched
Sleepy Boy.
No, dude, it's getting late, baby.
Ooh, Sleepy Boy.
I watched that Vinland Saga.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I gotta take my Flomax soon too. I forgot about that.
Oh,
shit.
buddy. You Flomax? You max flowing? You nutting in your sleep?
Yeah, man. No, not yet. It hasn't happened to me.
You're not nutting
But I do have to take that shit. I did have to go back to the emergency clinic last Friday.
Oh, buddy, what happened?
The pain in my back and where my kidney was never went away.
Ah.
So we're like, okay, I was, you know,
you got another one in there?
No, I was like, okay, well at this point, I hadn't really said anything to anybody, but I'm like, okay, I can feel the pain starting to get worse. So I should probably let my wife know and, you know, really talk to her and see what to do and talk to my boss. And I left a little early from work that Friday to go up there. No, I did not have another kidney stone. They did test my blood and a bunch of stuff like that.
Okay.
My urine. Nothing in there. It was all clear. What was happening is that my ureter was spasming. It was prolonged spasms. And the thing is that medication that they told me I didn't have to take. And then, you know, my wife was like, oh, well, they said don't take it if you don't need to.
Turns out you did have to take it.
Yeah, turns out I did need to take that because it relaxed the area around my kidney. Your ureter is what is attached to your kidney and pushes the pee into your bladder. And that.
So I didn't mean to like snicker at you saying your ureter was spasming, but it does sound funny.
Yeah, it does. But it pushes it into your bladder and then helps your bladder push it out through the through your wiener or vagine to pee the pee out.
Pee doesn't come from the vagine. But okay.
Yeah, it comes from the butt. I'm sorry. You're right.
You stupid asshole.
So ultimately, I need to take that medication because it relaxes that area. It essentially expands the soft muscle tissue in your body.
Yeah. So after like a regiment of this, you think you'll be okay?
Yep. I'm almost through it, and the pain is mostly gone now. So
that's good. Tell me about Vinland Saga.
Got that fixed. Yeah, Vinland Saga, man.
Kicks ass, dude.
Yeah, it really does, man. It really fucking does.
Yeah, these last couple episodes are pretty sick.
And for not a lot of action at all in this show, in this season, damn, that story is good.
Yeah. It's
got me heated up, dude.
Honestly, it's one of those where it's like, you know, slow part of MHA, yeah, it's fine. You know, last season slow part was kind of meh, but blah blah blah. It's like slow part of Vinland Saga still whips ass.
Yeah,
still whips a lot of ass.
Yeah, and the way they do like the slow reveals and stuff like that, I'm like,
yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh my fucking god!
And it's truly like a star to how well they fucking build their characters.
Yeah, you're right.
How they introduce people how they, how the interactions between the different characters work. It's just that building of character and kinship and world and, who are friends and who are enemies and, leaving enough open for you to be curious to like, well, I wonder how this relationship works. This seems kind of weird.
Yeah.
Oh, she just hit her. That I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, that kind of
So
thing.
where does this go from here? And then you see, you get another bump forward and you're like, oh my fucking God.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now this
Behind the scenes, other characters don't know this, but I know because I am the viewer. Yeah, it's interesting shit.
Yep.
There's wild stuff going on.
Oh, and the even the characters that you didn't think like the father, the owner, not the elder father.
Not the
older guy. The older guy does have some great moments.
Yes, but you're talking about
truly does. It really does feel like he's trying to open up and help. Einar and Thorfinn, who are slaves at this point.
But you're talking about like the boss of the farm.
Yeah, man, what a good character he is.
Like how he's like so he must present this incredibly strong image, this impossible to live up image, but in reality he's so fucking like scared of fucking up.
Yeah, he's scared and he's a like say what obviously he's a slave owner. That's something to be said there.
Yeah.
But this is a period piece, for what that's worth. But generally it seems like, especially with a lot you get in the newest episode, I believe, or was no, it was the episode before the newest. He does have sort of a tender soul.
Yeah, perhaps
like there is a kindness inside this guy,
arguably too tender for the role that he has to play. Yeah.
Yep.
And but then who has to take, who takes the brunt of him, who's taking all the brunt of everyone else, who takes his fucking brunt? Goddamn slave girl who's like stuck there. Yeah. Who doesn't seem to have a choice in the matter. There's no way for her to buy her freedom.
Yep.
Not unlike Thorfinn and Einar.
Yep. It's so like it really weaves itself in and out and like makes you feel so many different ways about these characters, and it really invests how you how the turns and stuff, even in the slower moments,
Show's got fucking levels, baby.
Yeah, it does. It's got layers and layers and layers and layers.
Good shit.
And I mean, I'm curious to know if what they call him, Kettle the Iron Fist. Like, are those stories true?
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. But I mean, he's talking about people knowing his father for that, and his father. I don't know, dude. I'm dying to fucking find out.
Yeah.
Like, is it true? Did he do something that he truly, regrets that is making him want to turn over? Similar to what, where they're building Thorfinn into turning over. And there's so much in this fucking show, dude. I love it, man.
Yeah, man.
I love it. It's the only other thing that I watched, but it's this show. When we do the next episode about the other things, like I'll catch up on some stuff, but the only thing that I really feel like that I 100% like
got
ready
to get this in.
Yeah, I'm ready to dedicate the time to is Vinland Saga.
I get it.
It's good. You got anything you want to say about that shit?
For Vinland Saga specifically,
yeah.
It is, again, I said it last time, but it is the first thing when I sit down and I look at that big wall of shows. The first fucking thing when I say, what do I want to watch? It's Vinland Saga. Yeah. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, I got the hiccups.
I don't like Viking shit, but man, Vinland Saga,
it works.
It really does.
Oh shit,
you okay, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good. I got hiccups. Go ahead and talk for a second. I'm gonna try to do the hold my breath thing.
Okay. Well, I'm really excited to know what that reminds you of, but
I'll get to it.
Dude, whenever there's a certain scene where a character gets hit too, and it like sucked the wind out of me,
Oh yeah.
They're like, I'm gonna go pretty, I'll go easy. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. And then the father gets handed, like essentially he's like, give it to me.
Like let him do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit's nuts.
Yeah, dude. Oh my fucking God.
Woo! It shows
that had me. The show takes me to the next level, dude.
Hell yeah.
I am so fucking invested, if you can't tell.
Hell fucking
I need to see more of this shit.
It's a good time.
Go ahead. Tell me what that reminds you
of. What that reminds me of is part of what I've been watching, which was, I told you, me and Haley started watching a thing on Netflix called Physical 100, the Korean body show, where it's like they get 100 people and like who can last to the end and be like the best body or whatever. One of the things they did was it was a team one. They had like 30 people split into teams of 5, 2 teams team up, so 10 people. And what they have to do is move a 1.5 ton ship, a big ass wooden ship that they have on a big wooden platform. And then there's like, you know, a bunch of logs, and they have to load up a bunch of barrels into it, which adds another 1/2 ton, so it's a 2-ton ship. And they have on a big wooden platform, they have to push it off that platform into the sand. They have logs so they can help to roll it across, and they have to get it to this big wooden dock and push it up this slant, and then finally hook it around this thing. And that's when whichever 2 teams do it fastest win, right? So as we're watching this, it's like, you know, they're 1, 2, 3, push, like on the shit and stuff, and getting it moving and all that stuff. And it's really harrowing stuff to see who wins and all that stuff. But while we're watching that, Haley, as we're watching that, she says, "Damn, is that how they do it in Vinland Saga?" I said, "Nah, let me show you how the motherfuckers move a ship in Vinland Saga." I pull up, I go to YouTube, I just punch in Vinland Saga ship scene, and I find that clip where they're running with the ship on the goddamn shoulders.
Yeah.
And somebody has put a song over it that's like, "Fuck yo bitch and the motherfucker she came with," like that kind of shit. It's like just Ascalon on top being like, "Ah!" And I'm like, yeah, this is how they do it. And she was fucking laughing like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I forgot about that shit.
Shit's so fucking funny. That's what that made me think of. But yes, Vinland Saga is a very good show. So it's Physical 100. Check it out. I finished it. Not bad.
And then the only other thing that I watched was, live action. We caught up on The Last of Us.
Oh yeah.
Still quite enjoying it.
I'm into it. It's still, again, so I think there's 2 episodes left now.
I guess so.
I think they're going to 9 is what I read.
They're about to go to the area with David. So we're getting close to the end of the game.
We're about to get into some harrowing shit.
Maybe the heaviest part of the, well, no, but
I mean, pretty damn close.
Yeah.
But yes, it's
save for the final moment, really.
No spoilers, because again, so I let Haley borrow that game, and she didn't get out of Boston or whatever because she was like, too spooky. So she does not know what's coming.
Too spooky.
She does not know what's coming.
Yeah, Kat does.
And I've been trying to be very, very like not talk about
Kat
it.
does this. She picks up her phone and she goes, "Spoil it for me. I'm going to spoil it for myself."
Yeah, I get that.
I'm like, oh, come on.
Haley's been, as far as I know, she's been doing pretty good. Maybe she knows something more than she's letting on. But ooh, damn, we're about to get to some shit. But yeah, I keep saying it. The game's already a movie. I'm fine with this show, but like, I don't need it. But for what it is, I am enjoying it a lot.
I think it is necessary because it's such a good game and not everybody plays games. This is a good way for them to enjoy the story for the most part.
Meh.
You don't care about other people being able to enjoy it.
It's not that I don't care about other people enjoying it. It's that, some people don't play games. Okay, some people don't watch movies. Some people don't play.
Sure.
Some people don't watch TV
all,
shows.
All I'm saying
It's
is just another way for people to enjoy it.
I'm not arguing against that. What I'm saying is like it's like it already exists in a form. Like you really, like obviously it would be very different from watching these actors doing it and stuff, but you really could just jump the fuck on YouTube and watch a Let's Play like that was just the cutscenes, and you would get the whole story. Like that's not. I'm not saying that's the way to do it. I'm not saying that's better than this or anything. I'm just saying like
you could do it.
For me personally, having already experienced all of this and having like Haley really wants to watch the show, so I'm watching it with her, and I'm like, this hurts, and I know what's coming, and it's gonna hurt more.
Yeah.
So I don't particularly enjoy reliving all that, and I don't know.
I'm not worried about anything
on
this portion. It's the next game.
Yeah, I really can't imagine, like, if they do it, then they either have to change a decent amount about it or recast or wait a few years, right? So I don't know. We'll find out. Whatever.
I mean, do you think that it will just purge viewers? Especially if it happens early.
You know what they could do is like force ghosts. Just have characters show up
the
and
plot
be like,
ghost. Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they have made slight changes, so like I'm not
the little bits
look.
they changed.
If they do give us an alternate version,
yeah,
I wouldn't be upset with it.
It's fine.
I wouldn't be upset.
Show's fine.
Yeah, show is great. It's more than fine. But you're entitled to think it's just fine.
I am curious to where it's gonna end, because the obvious answer is it ends where the game ends. But I don't know. With 2 episodes left, you definitely could get it all in there. I did more than one person who knows about.
I think some of the episodes have been longer too.
Yeah.
So these last 2 episodes might be longer.
Some people that know more about how they make shows and stuff in this than I do were talking about it, and one of them their big hot take was what they probably would do is not even get to that final part. They have it in before that and have that be fold that into a second season or something. And I'm like, that's bonkers to me, but also maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. As far as I know, they were describing it. Neil Druckmann and what's the other guy, Eric or some shit. I can't remember what his name is. They said that it was going to be 2 seasons. I don't know how you fit that second game in 1 season. If the first game is taking up this season, I do not know how the second game fits in 1 season.
Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be some fucking shit though.
Yeah.
They either.
And I couldn't even finish the second game, man.
It's either going to be very different or I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. But I guess we'll find out. Yeah. But no, the one thing was they were saying the emotional ending, the emotional high of the game is the giraffe scene. And they're that's the culmination of their story together. What happens after that is here's the ending of this story. Right? So what they were saying is that could potentially be where they ended, and then have the rest be folded into season 2. And I'm that's kind of crazy as hell, but also maybe.
Another thing they could do is there's a lot of flashbacks in the second game. They could play those flashbacks just ahead of time, real time.
Maybe.
In I guess real time in correspondence with the show, and then bundle forward. But I still don't see how you could do that in 1 season.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
I guess we'll find out.
You say it's okay show. I say it's great. I really recommend that you watch it.
I think it's worth watching. I'm not saying it's not worth watching.
Beautifully shot.
I do think if you have already played the game, you don't need this, but it's good.
Yeah. I think I was curious about it though because I played the game. Man. So, that's what drove me to watch it. Well, then obviously my wife was like, I really want to watch The Last of Us.
Honestly, it's one of those things where if Haley didn't want to watch this at all, I probably wouldn't have.
I did tell you, I was like, you need to at least watch the first episode. Because I think if you did play the game, you should, I think, watch at least the first episode so you can just see how good they did capture it.
Okay, but that's just seen shot for shot, some of that stuff.
Yeah, but they translated it. It's not often that you get a translation, especially in that first episode, that is so good, so close to the source material. But the moment that somebody changes anything from the source material, they shit all fucking over it. So it is impressive, in my opinion, that they stuck so damn close.
I get that. That for me is not what makes it good. It's the.
No, I don't think that's what makes it good either. I think that makes it impressive though, that they were able to, get through that much with it being almost shot for shot from a video game to a live action.
That was fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
Hey, it's worth watching.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to win a butt ton of awards.
Yeah, probably. They'll get their goddamn Emmys. That's good for them. Yeah, it's fine. Anything else?
Yeah. You want to talk about anything you've been watching? You want to get we do got to get out here soon because I do need to get that Flow Max in me, dude.
The only other stuff I've been watching.
I got to open up my reader.
So, Villain Saga we talked about, My Hero Academia we talked about. Still watching Sugar Rapper Fairy Tale. Still good. And still watching The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady. That show, still a very long title for a fucking isekai, but goddamn, this last couple episodes got fucking bonkers. Just insane fucking fight scenes and shit, and it's nutty. And I know you're gonna watch it, but it's fucking nutty. Otherwise, I've been slowly plodding away and trying to catch up on Buddy Daddies. It is not a bad show, but it's just like there's other stuff I want to watch, and then I'm like, man, I'm kind of tired of anime. You know what I'm saying? I need to take a break and play a video game.
Sometimes you do need to take a break.
I need to take a break. Otherwise, talked about Physical 100, catching up on that. Already talked about, we finished that. Already talked about Last of Us, pretty good. I feel like there was something else I had
If you do need to play a spooky game or want to play a spooky game, I'll let you borrow my Dead Space. I did beat that shit.
I'm good.
That game was stressful as fuck.
Did you do any? Did you find the room with the summoning circle and do any of the fun summonings?
Yeah.
Did you get that audio log where they sing the shanty?
I did.
Kind of fun.
Yep.
It's kind of fun. I'm trying to think of that. Oh, the only other thing I've really been doing is not
Backing off?
show. I mean, obviously, all the time, constant, bro, all the time. But no, the other thing I've been doing is I started. So I got a game on my phone, and it's completely free. It has ads only if you want to watch ads. To get like a little bonus, like extra gold or some shit at the end of it. But it's a lot of fun, and is the kind of thing that I'm going to recommend people play because it's super duper fun, but also tell you that I have had to force myself to not play it because I will just lose time playing this fucking game. Have you heard of Vampire Survivors?
No, I have not.
It's so fucking kick-ass. It's a lot of fun. It's like one of these little fucking free phone games that somehow also got nominated for like a couple of game awards. Like straight up, like the Game Awards. Vampire Survivors is, so it's a little, like, imagine just top down, here's your phone, here's your little character. You can drag on the screen to make them move up, down, left, and right, and that's the entire game. You just move up, down, left, and right. But all the time, there are little monsters coming at you. Bats, skeletons, zombies, monsters, etc., etc. And your character will have different little attacks that they will do automatically. And you can, as you play, you'll level up and you can unlock a new item you can use that'll do a different attack. Maybe you'll unlock a thing that makes your attacks happen more often, like faster and whatnot, reduce the cooldown on them, but they all do it automatically. All you do is move around and try not to get hit by monsters until you die. And it's super fucking addictive and super fucking fun. It's all very heavily based on Castlevania shit. So like the first guy has a whip, and he's just, as he moves, there's a little whip that goes in front of him every couple seconds. And then you get an upgrade. Now, oh, he does a double whip. Like that kind of thing. And you just move around. And then you get, oh, I got the lightning thingy, which will randomly strike enemies on the screen. Oh, I got a cross that he'll throw out and it'll boomerang and shoot behind him. It's all very Castlevania based. And it's super fucking fun. And then you unlock other characters that have other power-ups. So like this guy always, whatever he's got, if he's got a whip, instead of doing one whip, he'll always do two whips. And if he gets two whips, he'll do three whips, like that kind of shit. I got this guy who like all of his moves have a slightly higher area of effect, etc., etc. And every time you play it, there's different levels and shit with different enemies and different power-ups and different stuff to unlock. It's super fucking fun. And the big thing is there's, with very few exceptions, there's always a 30-minute time limit. So like you play until you die, and then you can watch an ad to revive and then die again. Or if you get to 30 minutes, like the Grim Reaper shows up and just kills you, because that's the time limit, right? And the problem I have with this game is that at a certain point, you've got enough upgrades that stay with you all the time, and or you've gotten good enough at the game that you will always hit that 30-minute limit. So I'll be like, hey, I'll knock out a couple rounds, and it's like 2 hours later because I just wasn't paying attention to the time. It's that fun, and it's super, super fucking fun, and I love it. And it's completely free, and you don't have to ever spend money on it. Maybe you check it out. Vampire Survivors, completely free. Play like 2 rounds and tell me what you think, man. I love it. But also, don't get too good at it because you'll never do anything else.
Okay.
But it's a lot of fun. Otherwise, yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
Did you hear about this fucking AI anime shit?
No.
Kind of fucked up.
I don't know what it is.
Well, there was 2 things. One, these guys on YouTube. So this is causing a lot of fucking waves in several different communities. But basically, I think it's Corridor Animation or whatever on YouTube. They're a group that like used to do these like anime but real life, video game but in real life, and it's like not Rocket Jump, but like, you know, they were kind of in that same genre. And they basically did a thing where they put out a video that was like anime rock paper scissors, and it was this really wild, kind of like not great, like it was clearly AI generated, but like better than most of the AI generated animation shit, where like it's them, they took tape of them, videos of them doing this shit, and then had this thing make it into animation, right? And that's like whatever. Like there's moments where their hands look real dumb, or they got extra fingers, or their faces look like they're melting and shit, but like it looks better than most of that, so it's like, okay, whatever, they made a thing. But then they put up a behind the scenes thing where they were like, did we just change the animation industry forever? And people are fucking losing their minds. And I'm like, honestly, I get it. Because the whole thing is it's AI generated art, which, as you, I'm sure, have already heard about this shit. Like it basically,
I bought a lens pack. Yeah. I had to know.
I don't fuck with it.
I had to know.
I don't fuck with it, but it's one of those things where like none of it is.
I got a cool picture out of it.
The AI does not make the art. It just looks at other stuff that's already in that similar style and then tries to make whatever you're asking it to, right? So it's effectively a machine that's plagiarizing other people's work constantly. Yeah. And the way they got theirs to look so decent was they were like, and there's literally clips where like you can see one of the guys from this crew being like, yeah, AI art, I guess if it's like ripping off other people's stuff, that is plagiarism, it's fucked up. And then here's a clip of him in this behind the scenes thing being like, so what we did to make sure we got great art was we took a bunch of stills from Vampire Hunter D. It's like, okay, so you just ripped off Vampire Hunter D then with your machine. And the thing is they actually like have a paywall where they show you how to do this and make this stuff, and people are freaking out because they're like, you are monetizing the death of art. You're saying this is an easy replacement for actual animation in a world where animators are getting paid less and less and not being given their due and shit. And people are freaking the fuck out. And I think rightly so. It seems real bad.
I get it.
Put on top of that like Netflix put out a like short animation thing where they were like, check it out. We made a story about a kid and his robot dog, and it's got a bunch of AI generated backgrounds, you know, because there's less and less people wanting to do animations. Not there's less people doing, it's less people wanting to pay them enough to do the shit. Netflix.
Yeah. It's not just animation. It's across the board.
It's everywhere. But
that's the thing too.
Like is a real bad look.
It's easy to put it in a very small, narrow picture when it affects you. But yeah, really, it's just across the board.
Yeah. But like specifically, there's people freaking out about it. And I think, it looks bad.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I did Lenza or whatever. Then I learned more about, where the art and stuff came from. I didn't really find it, like I didn't regret that I did it. But, well, I'm not going to do it again, But I paid for the shit, so it is mine. I
put some stuff into that Dolly thing when that was first going around, and turns out that was just the beginning of it.
Yeah, and I'm not terribly, threatened by it because I don't think that it's going to. I could see how a lot of people will think that it'll become a mainstay, and it will have a fad. But you know what? Those people, a lot of people are worried, like, well, these are going to be, things made for companies or whatever that artists should be making or whatever. Those people didn't want to pay you in the first place, brother. They did not want to pay you. They don't want you.
Right, but
they want it cheap. And if they want it cheap, then that's their right to have it cheap. You just got to be better. Make sure you are above the machine.
But you realize that the people who don't want to pay you, even if you're better than machine, are never going to pay you.
Sure. Yeah, I realize that.
But like there are actually like I've already seen some examples of them straight up doing this. Like there was stuff where here's a story from whatever publication, and like they had, instead of having like someone draw a political cartoon or anything, they were just like, here's some AR generated shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
and the more people you really have to let it shake out. How many people are going to tune into this? How many people are not? The best thing you can do is educate people. That's all you can do, and then let people decide what they want. It's art. Nobody owns the style. Nobody owns any of that shit, unless it is like an actual physical representation of something they made. Now, you should not steal people's shit without permission, which they did. That is undeniably wrong. But at the end of the day, it's gonna fall into certain niches probably. There are gonna be people that still want artists and they want what you do. Don't hinge off, sure, a lot of these people have, companies and stuff have a lot of money, but if they don't want you, they don't want you. Don't fucking work for that. And don't put all your eggs in one basket either.
Yeah.
Probably a bad fucking idea.
Yeah.
Because, once again, like, it's something that's just, it's across the board. It's not a small thing. It's just easy because it's in the zeitgeist. Is that the right term?
I don't know.
Like people, it's being very noticed right now. Everybody's talking about it or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It wouldn't stop me from, if I want to make art, it wouldn't stop me from making it.
All right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, check it out. There's definitely people who know more about like these industries and whatnot than I do who are like talking about it already. So find your opinion, see what you think. But I don't know. Looks shitty.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, don't make sure you're educated. And like, if you choose to, just make sure you know what you're doing. I was unaware whenever I did the Lensa thing, but whatever. I saw it. I was like, well, this is just a tool. I can put in some images of myself or whatever. Then I can take these images and correct them myself because they give you an extra nostril and shit like that. The thing about the like AI generated art, it never looks quite right.
No.
It has gotten much better. Undeniably, it does look better, but at first it looks awesome, and then you peek a little closer and you can see all kinds of things that are fucked up with it.
Yeah. The main thing is they give you extra fingers.
Yeah. Extra fingers, extra nose holes. Your nose, like always, like the nose is smeared or something like that.
Yeah.
Or one eye is going in one direction and the other one. It doesn't look great, but it is weird. It is the advancement of the machine. This is always going to happen.
Yeah.
You ever watch Terminator?
Stupid. All right.
Now, what's really, really worrisome, dude, is these fucking the chat bots and stuff that are, people are like attaching to and treating them like they have feelings and stuff.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of that? The chatbot AIs?
I saw the thing with some guy who worked at Google who was like, "Oh no, this thing's self-aware," and it fucking wasn't.
You see, there's one from Bing. They call it Sydney or whatever. And it was developing romantic feelings to a reporter that was working with it.
I mean, it's not really.
And it was showing like obsessive tendencies, and it started releasing threats and shit like that. It's wild, dude.
That's dumb.
That's the real Terminator shit right there.
That's silly. Well, just don't let it drive your fucking Tesla and you're good.
I mean, that shit's just gonna explode or make fart sounds. I don't know. Cars are kind of a piece of junk, but I mean, I would trade my car for one. So
what do you mean you're seeing someone else skirt just slams you into the side of a fucking building? That'd be pretty fun.
Yep.
Anyway. Well, that about does it, I think. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to tell us how you feel about the AI art or the fucking AIs and all the chatbots and how, the world's going to end, it's fine.
There's one thing the AI can't truly do that you can, and that's share your opinion with us.
Or jack off.
Yeah. Well, they can't JO yet, but
until the robot can come, count me out. All right.
What about if the robot makes you come? That'd probably actually help a lot of people. So you know what?
Good for them.
Let's get them in there.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Well, there's a number of ways you can tell us your shitty opinions.
Let's get them Chobits in there.
There's a number of ways you can tell us your opinions on all this silly stuff.
You ever seen the Chobits? You know where the power switch is?
Yeah. Anyway. Anywhere you see the good buddies, that's us. We got the Discord. We got the YouTube channel, Rapid Kick Media. We got the other social medias we may or may not use. All the links are in the description. Thank you much for listening. Thank you so much for listening. And if you're on the audio podcast, go ahead and give us a 5 stars and a thumbs up or comment, whatever it is, wherever you are. Thanks again. Love ya. Thank you to our musicians, Married with Seamonsters, a.k.a. the Mary Janes, for the opening theme, Paperdoll. That one's on marriedwithseamonsters.bandcamp.com. Thanks again, even though that band no longer exists. Thanks again. Thank you, Haas, for the closing theme on the YouTube portion of the show, which is called The Buddy's Good. Haas is Thomas Tastes Better on Instagram, all one word. May or may not be Dungeon Witch on YouTube. Is still Dungeon Witch on YouTube?
I think
you
so.
looked it up before, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Dungeon Witch on YouTube.
I talked to him recently. He told me something about it. I think he still said Dungeon Witch was okay.
Okay. And also Thomas Tastes Better on Instagram. Thanks again, Haas. And of course, a shout out to our good buddy, A Petty Theft.
I'm trying to think of a way to do
the Puppetetas?
Yeah, but like AI generated theme. So slightly off.
This is terrible, and I'm glad it's over now. Thank you, Petty Theft. That is how it's pronounced, Petty Theft. Jesus. Two P's at the beginning, two T's at the end. Petty. Stop! You're fucking me up now. You're making this take longer. You realize that?
Well,
Petty Theft.
At least I'm
Thank you,
fun with
Petty
it.
Theft, for the closing theme on the audio portion of the show, which we're still calling Sweet Anime Dreams.
Expand this your reader.
You gotta expand dong, bro. I'm out here trying to expand dong.
Yeah, man. I get in there, dude. It's making me long. It's making me.
All right. Again, you can find Petty Theft at Twitter.
I
and
never
on SoundCloud
noticed how cold the water in our
on
toilet
Twitter
was.
And on SoundCloud. It's pretty deep, too.
Yeah, it sure fucking is.
On Twitter and on SoundCloud at Petty Theft. Thank you, Petty Theft, for the closing theme. One more time for Petty Theft. And that about does it. Roger, are you ready to go and take your fucking medicine to expand your dong?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Well, from all of us here at the Good Buddies Anime Universe, I am your good buddy, Brandon.
And I am your good buddy, Roger.
You're my long buddy, Roger. That's what you are, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, just get in there. It's like.
And me and Roger standing on the bridge taking a piss. Roger said, "Hey, water's pretty cold." I said, "Yeah, it's pretty deep, too."